Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Neural Network News.
Today, we got an exciting episode for you, full of groundbreaking AI updates from Apple, OpenAI, and Elon.
Doing our own takeoff. Fly masters of the AI. We're taking flight. Spreading knowledge to the left and to the right. Future's here and we're the ones in control. Fly masters of the AI.
All right, this is episode
number 20. Here we go.
Let's go.
All right.
Today, we're recording this on June 13th. We have huge updates from Elon and Tesla's 2024 shareholder meeting. AI, RoboTaxi, and many, many more nuggets from Elon.
Apple Worldwide Developer Conference. We dived into a little bit last episode. We're going to dive into more the LLMs, how it works, and is it actually secure?
Can't wait to cover those details with you guys. New AI product announced this week, Luma AI. It's another text-to-prompt video available to, this time, anyone with a Gmail account. We got a chance to play with it, and we'll show you guys the results.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. All right, ex-OpenAI employee from the Super Alignment team, Leopold Askenbrenner, released a 165 paper titled Situational Awareness, AI and the Decade Ahead. What does it all mean? We'll find out.
Can't wait to dig into this. Let's log off from the digital and log in to the delicious. Time for a logger break.
It is called
Calidad Cerveceria, or brewery.
Calidad Cerveceria.
Or Calidad Brewery.
Yeah, Calidad Brewery.
Out of Los Angeles, California, founded by former LA Dodger Adrian Gonzalez. He is also a former SD Padres, Boston Red Sox, New York Mets. But anyway, shout out to Adrian Gonzalez.
And Adrian is wearing the old number he wore in San Diego. He drives.
Calidad Classic, Mexican lager, 5% alcohol by value. Let's
Good
check it
stuff.
out.
Yeah. Gotta get the limes.
So I heard rumors this particular beer goes well with tacos.
Get any more kick butt than this?
Oh, they're about to, all right.
This beer goes great with tacos. Yeah.
Cheers.
So cheers.
Episode number 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Delicious Mexican,
such a good Mexican lager.
Crisp.
All right. Let's get into it.
All right, let's do this. So today, June 13th, Tesla had their 2024 shareholder meeting. Lots of updates, and we'll cover some of them with you guys. In terms of AI, Elon announced RoboTaxi. Well, didn't announce it, but more like confirmed it. Here's specifically what Elon said. Tesla owners will be able to turn their cars into RoboTaxis. Monetizing the autonomous fleet is like Airbnb and Uber. If you have a Tesla, and let's say you're not driving it, let's say for the night, what Elon says is you'll be able to set your Tesla autonomously out Ubering around, driving people around while you're, let's say, sleeping or working or not using the car. Yeah, Tesla rideshare app. Tesla will own some of the robotaxis. We know they've mentioned they are working on the fully autonomous meaning without a steering wheel.
Yeah.
Completely autonomous without a, so you won't be able to interfere with that thing. You'll be just locked in.
Yeah.
Into this.
There's going to have to be some legislation passed for that one.
Well, these things are already on the road.
Yeah.
Not by Tesla.
Waymo.
Company in LA that I saw a lot of them this past weekend when I was in LA. It was the Jaguar SUVs. I forget who's running them.
Nice.
But they look like Jaguar SUVs. White. They're usually white, and all of them are white from what I saw. With this massive radar system on top of them. Nothing like a Tesla with blend in.
Yeah, it's got that spinning thing on top.
Yeah, it's got the radars. It's got the lidars. It's got all that. You can add or remove your car for hours, days, or weeks. So you completely set the schedule when this thing is out working. According to Elon, the revenue will exceed monthly payment on the car.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So it depends on a lot of factors like interest rates, how much money you put down, and how much is this car actually working for you. But he said, the car will be able to work 60, 80 hours a week when you're not using it.
Yeah. That's, that's cool.
But it'll be able to work as long as it can work.
Well, it has to be charged.
That's right.
So that's,
So the way he mentioned before, he didn't mention anything on this one, or not that I saw, but they're going to have to come up with some kind of a solution for when the RoboTaxi goes back to charging station. But if they figure out how to do completely autonomous vehicles, they'll figure out how to do autonomous charging. They'll figure out some kind of mechanism, some kind of system. Maybe there'll be some kind of an arm next to each supercharger. Maybe it'll be some kind of magnetic thing.
Comes out. Yeah.
How does it tie into AI? It's all AI. It's managed by AI, the software that's running the cars.
Yeah.
Tesla's training their own video models that they pre-train the models. My understanding is that they pre-train them just on software.
Right.
So there was XAI chips they're getting delivered to Tesla. They're installing them.
That's right.
In
and these are Tesla chips. Well, from NVIDIA.
Yeah, correct. So here's what Elon said about the chips. There is no chip from any other company, including NVIDIA, other than the chips that Tesla puts into their vehicles themselves. They made and designed from scratch by Tesla. Tesla chips are very power efficient chips. Only a few hundred watts needed to run them. So they're not buying these chips to put in the cars from NVIDIA. NVIDIA chips, they're using it from XAI and from Grok. Let's see. Let's talk about Optimus. Majority of Tesla value will be Optimus, is one of his quotes. He mentions that the factory is the product. In order to build an efficient robot, you don't design the robot. He said that prototypes are easy. Scale manufacturing is hard.
Right.
It applies to robots as well, not just cars. They need to start with the design of the factory in order to make a cost-efficient model of a what's called Optimus or humanoid type of robot. Essentially, he's doing what Jensen was saying last week: automated factories creating robotic products. They're actually working on it. There's 2 Optimus bots currently today working right now in the Fremont factory, doing that battery sorting task that we covered on this program a couple of episodes ago. They have a few Optimus roaming around their Palo Alto offices that I'm assuming that's where they're actually working on the Optimus program. That's when we saw some of those videos, right? Elon's prediction, next year, a few thousand Optimuses working at Tesla factories. The factory is the product. That's going back to the prototypes are easy and manufacturing is hard.
Yeah.
They have to start with the design of the factory first because the factory is going to be automated and it's going to be producing those robots. Kind of like what Jensen said last week as well, but Elon's actually...
Well, Elon's full plan is to have the entire system automated with very little human interaction.
But he's saying 10x current valuation over 5 years. And that's because of Optimus. That's because of cars. That's because Tesla is an infrastructure company, also a software company, and also a car manufacturer, battery manufacturer. They're also a manufacturing company. They're a software-driven company.
So this image, leader in real world AI. And this is all the different interconnections that Tesla has. So I like the full self-driving AI compute and Optimus tied into this.
Real world AI is, first of all, full self-driving. What's not shown here, this is just a Tesla kind of ecosystem, right? But what's not shown is AI, of course, XAI, Grok, their AI model. It feels like to me that they're developing Grok, for the wide usage, because if you're a premium customer on X.com, then you have access to the Grok. But just like with anything that Elon's doing, simple as he needed a supercharging network for his company, so he built one.
Right.
He's building the infrastructure. People need to store energy, so he built a manufacturing facility that makes these batteries.
Yeah. Closed loop systems.
Right. And now AI, so full self-driving, that's all AI. They're developing their own chips as well, like we just covered. The ones that are going into the cars, into the batteries, into everything that they do. And of course, Optimus. You'll be able to just talk to Optimus. He said you'll be able to show it a video and be like, see the video. But I think with Optimus, you'll be able to just, you don't need to, it doesn't need to see the video. You can just send him, give it a link.
Yeah.
You can show Optimus, okay, this is how I do this, and I want you to do this, and you'll be able to just talk to it, and eventually the product will do it. He also said that everybody's going to want an Optimus. Having an Optimus in your household is going to be like having an iPhone today, you know? It's going to be that, because it's going to increase your efficiency just as a household, let's say, by that much, So a couple other things that he launched, and this is AI related. They showed this image with he said that there's a couple of product announcements. By products, he means cars in this case. We know about the RoboTaxi, and we know about the Tesla Roadster. There's a third thing that is covered. All Elon said is it's going to be super exciting and super awesome. How do you know if the products are awesome? And I think one of the people from the when they had the question and answers section, he said, if your kids like to play with this tech, then it's awesome.
Yeah.
Then it's not boring, Then it's exciting. And from Tesla, let's talk about Apple.
Yeah, so switching technology companies to Apple. So we certainly talked a little bit on our last episode, but we've kind of reviewed Apple Intelligence more in depth, and it uses models built to work on your device for privacy purposes. So it's on device, it's not going anywhere on the local Siri, the new Siri. Can it still keep privacy in check when it's going into the cloud? Tim Cook had an interview with Marques Brownlee, and
you actually do have to go off of device. So you've developed, I want to get the name right, private cloud compute. Explain this to us, because I think the general chatter online is, well, they have to be sending data to OpenAI, for example, to get a request back from ChatGPT.
Well, there's private cloud compute, and then there's the arrangement with OpenAI. These two things are different.
Okay.
And so if you look at private cloud compute, we're utilizing the same silicon, or not the same silicon, but the same basic architecture as the silicon that's in that's in the iPhone
15, yeah.
And we're using the same software. And so we believe that we've done it in such a way that it's as safe and secure and private in the private cloud compute as the device.
they're dedicated servers that are end-to-end encryption, and it's just using that server for what you're doing.
Is that the thing that they called the virtual private clients cloud? Something like that?
Yeah. Really, the big news of this is Apple is using their own homemade AI models for Apple Intelligence. Apple notes that it doesn't train its models with private data or user interactions, which is unique compared to other companies where they're
so all that training will be done on your device, on these new devices.
Yeah.
Right?
So they are using licensed material that's publicly available online, and they are scraped by the company's Applebot web crawler. So that's just the basic training from your base level training. Only Macs and iPads with the M series chips, and only the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max support Apple Intelligence. So it's going to be the newer stuff with the higher end chips, because they have to be able to handle 3 billion parameter a small LLM. And if you want anything to run locally and independent from everything else, that's how you have to do it. So they certainly were aware of it. And I was excited to hear that they were really working into trying to work on privacy.
And Siri will give you at some point, hey, this is above my pay grade. Do you want to go to ChatGPT? Yeah. And you'll have opportunity to say yes or no, cancel the request or proceed with it. So there'll be some kind of a threshold. I think it's very smart on Apple's part, because they're kind of putting that, hey, this is where we end and this is where the other product begins. Yeah, let's talk about Apple Intelligence. We covered slightly on our previous episode, but it seems like before they bring the ChatGPT into it, Apple Intelligence is going to be covering all of your Apple products on the Apple devices, like Apple Photos, Apple Notes. So there's going to be some kind of an editor thing that will be able to optimize. Let's say you're working on a little script, a little message or something. You'll be able to optimize it for you with using the AI. Plus a whole array of all that integration into
updates.
The Apple ecosystem that now will be using AI. I said it before, I said it again. I feel like Steve Jobs is turning his grave.
Yeah.
Because they're allowing AI, Microsoft really, AI, onto the Apple product. And Apple is known to be innovators. They've innovated these hardware products, Apple's iPhones, iPods, and they created the software for them, and they created the software for the hardware, and the hardware for the software, and the software for the hardware. So everything seems seamlessly. It seems like they're really stepping outside of that box, I guess.
Yeah.
That I, as a user of their products, have gotten, there's some safety in the fact it was a kind of a closed system, and now it feels like it's
branching out.
Luma AI.
Yeah, the fun one.
Luma AI, yes, definitely fun. Why is it fun? Because you can put any text prompt, and put into this software, and it will produce an image based on your text prompt. We tried to play with it yesterday. John, you were waiting for an hour or two.
It was half the day, I want to say.
Yeah, mine was about 3, 4, 5 hours. Completely normal. We're totally okay with it because they just announced it yesterday on Wednesday, and I'm sure the whole internet who follows AI, the whole AI internet have been trying to mess with it. But yeah, we got some results. You got some results. Why don't we go and show them?
Yep. So I put in prompt basically two guys podcast in a living room, and it came up with something super, generic. It looks more solid than some of the other things that we put in before.
Boom. And I put in a prompt that said, imagine a Land Rover police SUV rushing down the street. Police lights and sirens are flashing red and blue, driving fast on the road of a European village, sunset time, photorealistic. Street have cafes, restaurants, and little wine bars.
Wow. You really went into the description.
People are scared. It came up with that. There's definitely lights. It definitely looks like a Land Rover SUV. It definitely looks like a European village with cafes and people out and fiestaing, as they say. And it accomplished it.
It is available for everyone. You can try it for free.
Try it. Put in a video. You can.
It may take some time. So the demand to try the Dream Machine overloaded Luma's servers so much that they had to introduce a queuing system. Obviously, when it came out, everybody jumped the gun and was like, "I need to try this right now."
We certainly did.
Yeah, and so while it's not Sora level or even as good as Kling, which is we did last week,
but we don't know how much time they spent to producing or redoing until they got to some level of, let's call it perfection, or the way we saw them, right?
Yeah,
because we haven't done this. We put in the prompt. The system took time and produced this result.
Yeah. Prompt, cinematic shot of husband slow dancing with his wife during a 1950s dance, monochromatic, natural light, film grain.
Wow. So real. It's
so great. There's still some morphing in there. You can see it.
And it's not like the greatest resolution, like you said, like we saw from Sora, Prompt, cinematic shot of a Western cowboy and a Native American shootout, monochromatic, natural light, film grain. Some going on with his guns, but other than that,
something going on there
with the guns. And there's also on my Land Rover police cruiser. I like how it integrated the lights and police, the word police into one thing. I guess it doesn't know what police lights looks like so it just has hallucinated to whatever that the product. I don't know, that looks like a Land Rover, police lights, European.
It sure did.
Village.
So this is their actual trailer here. Pretty cool. I mean, there's so many incredible examples.
So far, what I saw so far, the text to image works on the desktop version, not on the phone version yet, but I'm sure you can pull up the website.
I wonder where their training data came from.
All right, so that's Luma AI. Guys, check it out. We're going to include the link, or if you just tap into any search, Luma, Luma AI. It's a lot of fun. Try it out, put a prompt in, wait a couple hours, see what comes back, and think about how different awesome ways you could use it, whether it's in a business or whether it's whatever, however you can use videos in your life. Situational awareness.
I have situational awareness.
Ladies and gentlemen, John took a deep dive into, and he is still working on it, right?
Yeah.
Into a document produced by Leopold Askenbrenner.
Yeah.
He is a former OpenAI employee. He was on the super alignment. Yeah. John, why don't you tell us what you found so far? So it's a paper, again, by Leopold Askenberger. It's called
Situational Awareness, the Decade Ahead. Talks pretty much about the past history with AI, and then it goes into what it is currently, and then going into the future. And it's laying everything out pretty much as detailed as you can get. And he really focuses on AGI, superintelligence, and security. We know that China's working on things with getting to AGI. They're known for stealing, IP, and they certainly will get their hands on it. And he was a whistleblower of sorts, basically telling OpenAI.
Yeah, let's talk about this guy, Leo. So, former OpenAI employee. He was part of the super alignment team. This whole paper is dedicated to
Ilya
Sutskever, and Ilya was basically his boss, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, Leo Eskenbrenner, he was one of the people who left kind of with Ilya, right? He was kind of on Ilya's team.
And basically, the entire team was dissolved because they just got rid of it. I'm not sure why, but
but he talks about safety. He also talks about compute power, right? He talks about energy and compute power. Why don't we?
And so he brought this to the board, saying we need to be better about our security and the future of this. And they basically dissolved the group. So they are very worried about the direction of AGI and superintelligence. He who controls the AGI space controls the universe. With AGI, by the end of this, we're basically targeting 2027. I expect to get something that looks a lot like a drop-in remote worker. An agent that joins the company, is onboarded like a normal human, and messages you like colleagues on Slack and things like that, give big projects. You can work with them all the time. And this is just kind of one of those things that's going to be happening 3 years out. Certainly one of those. A very early peak of that is Devin. So we've covered Devin a few. It's unlocking the agency abilities of compiling.
So basically, an AI agent is an agent that does things on your behalf.
Right. This is what he calls unhobbling, because right now they can't build upon knowledge. They can just predict what the next thing is, and they don't know. They can't actually logically think about it and take it back and think about it. So much like if we're learning a new subject, we take a book or whatever, and we read through it. We try to understand it. We play around with ideas and concepts in our head, and we think about it. AI is not doing that currently. Because it's just predicting the next thing, next word, it's not actually thinking about it. It pulls the data real quick from a database.
It sources the data from the database, basically, and compiles it into an answer that's acceptable.
Yes. Once models can automate AI research itself, that's enough to kick off an intense feedback loop. Very quickly make further progress, AI engineers themselves solving all the remaining bottlenecks to fully automate everything. So AGI creates new tech, goes through these bottlenecks and problems, and it solves for it, and then it puts it back into the system, and then it just gets a feedback loop of the opposite of feedback loop. And what that is called is an intelligence explosion.
So it'll keep innovating new things.
It will. Yeah, it's that Matrix level event. And there's a quote that he actually did from AI Good. Let an ultra-intelligent machine be defined as a machine that can far surpass all the intellectual activities of any man, however clever. Since the design of machines is one of these intellectual activities, an ultra-intelligent machine could design even better machines. There would then unquestionably be an intelligence explosion, and the intelligence of man would be left far behind. Thus, the first ultra-intelligent machine is the last invention that man will ever need to make.
Read that last sentence again.
The first ultra-intelligent machine, superintelligence, is the last invention that man need ever make. Because AI will be able to
create anything we need,
and it will go way beyond anything we can comprehend. And he kind of compares some things to the Manhattan Project and nuclear bombs and things like that. So he equates AGI right now to like the first bomb in Hiroshima and how big that was. And over the years, they got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they got to the hydrogen bomb 7 years later. The bomb multiplied yields 1,000-fold once again. A single bomb with more explosive power than all the bombs dropped entirely of World War II combined. That's what the Hiroshima hydrogen bomb. That's what he's equating to superintelligence as. Suppose GPT-4 training took 3 months. So we know that it took 3 months. In 2027, a leading AI lab will able to train a ChatGPT-4 level in 1 minute. 3 months into 1 minute. It's just the growth is insane. So AI progress won't stop at human level. Certainly will continue on as it just will see however it wants to do. And so
let's go over that.
Once you get to automated AI research, where it starts researching itself and how to make itself better, that's when you get to the next explosion. I mean, we already know that it's 2028, 2023.
Let's say, let's call them future AI models, will be creating their own AI models to do what it needs to do, and it'll be happening in an instant.
Yep. And it will be, it'll still be using a lot of power and training, getting better and better. It will probably start designing better, efficient machines or new power sources.
Code,
it'll crack the fusion reactor or a limitless supply of energy that it'll be able to utilize. So
let's talk about electricity. What he mentioned about electricity, he had the comparison to hundreds of thousands of households and the power consumption that's needed.
Right now, let's say if we're training GPT-4 last year, and the cost of $500 million, and the power in order to do that is about 10,000 average homes.
Okay.
Right now.
So that was last year, right? 2022, 10,000 average homes, costed of $100 million, and that was to train model GPT-4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now they're working on the new one that they're training, and that one's the cost is certainly billions that they're working on. The power of 100 megawatts, basically 100,000 homes. That's where they're at right now. 2 years from now, which is going to be 2 orders of magnitude more, tens of billions of dollars. And that's why you're seeing right now companies investing in tens of billions of dollars into these. And the power consumption is 1 gigawatt, or the Hoover Dam, or a large nuclear reactor. That's how much power it's going to be as we go into next year and year after.
One Hoover Dam, one nuclear reactor. Okay, that's for 2 years from now. Okay,
we get to AGI around 2028, and that's 3 orders of magnitude higher, at a cost of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the power consumption of 10 gigawatts, which is a small, medium U.S. state size of a state. Now we get to close to superintelligence. We're looking at 4 orders of magnitude at a cost of at least $1 trillion plus. You're looking at 20% of U.S. electricity production.
Yeah, Elon has mentioned something about that today too. Well, Elon says we're going to need more nuclear reactors, and that makes sense.
So by 2030, basically, these are all trend lines. There are formulas that you can certainly see. In 2030, the annual investment in AI or the training is $8 trillion. Power as a percentage of electricity will be 100%. So basically, all of the U.S.'s power in 2030 that currently we use would be going to AI.
By year 2030, you'll need a $8 trillion investment. Shipments. Hundreds of millions of NVIDIA's H100 chips, and 100% power
of current consumption, I believe.
Basically, the same consumption as the entire United States.
Once AI starts to make things more efficient for itself, I'm sure those numbers would come down. And this is I love this graph. So this basically shows American power since the 80s, and it really hasn't gone up all that much. It's been pretty flat. And you get to 2030, and then all of the AI power consumption consumes the entire...
Yeah, hundreds of millions, 100% of United States electricity production. So we're going to need a lot more electricity. So we're going to need according to Elon, we're going to need nuclear plants.
Yep. Oh, of course.
Okay, there we go. This is Situational Awareness, circa June 2024, by our friend Leo Eskenbrenner, was part of Ilya Sutskever's team, who got recently released. We covered that a couple episodes ago. Yep, situational-awareness.ai. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, you can download it now. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. So...
Huge shout out to our sponsor, CozySolutions.com. Discover your dream space with CozySolutions.com, where elegance meets comfort in their fully furnished homes and apartments. Enjoy pet-friendly options, fast Wi-Fi, prime locations in Orange County and San Diego, and you can rent their homes for a month or two. You can rent them for a month or two, or a day or two, or 3 months if you want. Are you ready to cozy up in style? Use promo code NNN for $99 off of your booking. Visit CozySolutions.com. We'll include the link to find your perfect stay today.
And a shout out to our other sponsor, Mic Trainer. Are you tired of struggling with microphone technique? Do you find yourself eating the mic during performances?
Introducing Mic Trainer, the game-changing solution for singers, DJs, speakers, and podcasters.
With Mic Trainer's adjustable attachment, you can maintain the perfect distance and angle for flawless performances. Your voice will shine through crystal clear without compromising sound quality or hygiene.
And as a special offer for our podcast listeners, use promo code NNN at checkout to receive 20% of your Mic Trainer purchase.
Upgrade your mic game with Mic Trainer. Visit mictrainer.com and start delivering confident professional performances today.
Awesome. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to us.
Hit that like button. It lets the algorithm know that you enjoy this type of content and greatly supports the channel.
Please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload.
Neural Network News.
Broadcasting the pulse of innovation. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, guys.
You listen up, it's the promises of the AI, broadcasting live from our farm.